spotting my wife's car next to her suspected lover's vehicle at the downtown hotel. I gripped my bat tighter as her shopping excuses rang hollow. Me 28, Robert Wilson, working as a software architect at major tech company. Living in Minneapolis, standing outside cheap motel at 11 p.m., heart pounding like crazy, fists clenched so tight they're turning white. Can see my wife Jennifer's car right there, parked steps away from some dingy motel room. Not at some restaurant, not at friend's house like she said, but at this sketchy motel, the kind where people hide their darkest secrets. Hands shaking as I pull out my phone. Dial her number. She picks up on first ring. Her voice sounds way too cheerful. Makes my blood boil even more. Hey honey, just picking up some groceries. Her voice casual like everything's normal. Don't worry, I'll be home soon. Like it's just another regular Thursday night. Just picking up groceries, huh? Try to keep the rage out of my voice. Staring at her white Honda Civic. Reality hitting me like a truck. Yep, almost done. She sounds so casual. Like there isn't a care in the world. Click off the call. Jaw clenched so tight it hurts. Shove phone in pocket. Feel the weight of old baseball bat in back of my truck. Don't know what I'll do. But one thing's clear. Caught her red-handed. Hands trembling but grip bat tighter. Feel its solid weight. Never been violent before. Tonight feels different though. Years of trust. All that time together. Just evaporated into cold October air. Leaving something raw and ugly behind. Motel light flickers above room 147. Consider walking right up. Part of me wants to kick door open. Demand answers. Let her see me standing there. Watch her lies crumble in real time. But stay frozen in place. Just staring at that door. Like it's some portal to another world. One I was never meant to see. Then night gets even crueler. Hear laughter through thin walls. Man's voice. Then Jennifer's familiar soft tone. The one I used to love. She's in there with him. No more than 10 feet away. Heart twists painfully. Something inside me snaps. Walking up to the door before I realize it. Pulse roaring in my ears. Everything feels like a blur. Lift the bat. Ready to break down the door. Door suddenly swings open. Jennifer freezes in place. Her smile drops instantly when she sees me. Standing there under harsh motel lights. She's wearing that blue dress. Same one from our anniversary dinner last month. Behind her, some guy stands looking stunned. Half-dressed. Like he got interrupted mid-laugh. His shock turns to alarm real quick. Keeps glancing from me to the bat. Then back to Jennifer. Robert, what are you doing here? She tries to sound casual, but I can see fear flickering in her eyes. She's gripping the door frame, like it might protect her from what's coming. What am I doing here? My voice sounds colder than winter in Minnesota. What am I doing here, Jennifer? Why don't you tell me? Out shopping, you said. Didn't realize they sold broken promises in motels these days. She glances back at the guy. He's already pulling on his shirt, face going pale as milk. Robert, listen, it's not what it looks like. Her voice trembling now. Oh, so it's not what it looks like? Can't help but raise my voice. 'Cause it sure looks like you're here with him. While telling me you're picking up groceries, her face changes completely. Don't even recognize her anymore. She's a stranger now. Cold and calculated look in her eyes. Look, Robert. She's trying to sound confident. Like she rehearsed this moment. We're both adults here. Things haven't exactly been perfect between us. Maybe if you paid more attention to me, this wouldn't have happened. Her words hit harder than any punch. Always tried my best for her. At least I thought I had, but she doesn't care. She's not sorry, not even ashamed. Instead, she's standing there, practically blaming me for her betrayal. Don't you dare put this on me, my voice shaking with hurt and rage. I've been here every single day, believing in you, believing in us, and this is how you repay me. She just shrugs, looking bored, like my pain is just an inconvenience. Maybe you should have tried harder. Tosses dismissive glance at the guy, who looks like he'd rather be anywhere else. I stare at her, feel her words cutting deeper than any knife, deeper than all the lies she's ever told. That moment hits me hard. Whatever we had is gone. Shattered beyond repair, thick silence fills the air. Only hear distant highway sounds and creaking motel sign in the wind. She looks at me with twisted smirk, like this is some game she's winning. Her lover still frozen in place, clutching his half-buttoned shirt. Eyes keep darting between me and Bat, still gripped tight in my hand. Don't know if I want to scream or cry or just laugh. How did my life come to this? My marriage, everything, just hours ago kissed her goodbye. When she left the house, believed every word about needing time alone. Now here she is, throwing every broken promise back in my face, like they mean nothing. She takes a step back, leans against doorframe casually, like she owns the place, like she has no care in the world. Robert, seriously, she sneers while crossing her arms. What were you expecting? You've always been so predictable. Surprised it took you this long to figure it out. Those words hit like slap to face. Predictable. Here I was thinking I gave her stability, the trust every relationship needed. Been working extra hours at tech company, trying to save for that vacation she wanted. The one to Hawaii she kept talking about. Thought it would bring back our spark. But turns out she wasn't looking for stability. She was looking for excuses. Oh, I'm predictable? Feel bitter laugh bubbling up, despite anger twisting inside. Is that what this is about? Got bored so you turned our marriage into joke? She rolls her eyes. Notice her face shows zero remorse. No guilt I'd hoped to see. God, Robert, get over yourself. Her voice cold as Minnesota winter. Our marriage was stale. You never listened. You never saw me. Do you even know what I like anymore? What I want? I thought I knew you. Words barely come out. Weight of everything crushing down. But maybe I didn't. Her guy coughs awkwardly. Clearly wants to escape. Turn my gaze to him. Pin him in place with my stare. And you. Keep voice low and steady. You're the guy sneaking around with her. Lying to me. To your own family, I'm guessing. His face goes pale as sheet. Look, man, I didn't know. It was like this. She told me you two were basically done. She told you that? Bitter laugh escapes. Well, you're just as stupid as I was. Jennifer sighs dramatically. Rolls her eyes again. Like we're just wasting her time. This is ridiculous, she mutters, looking back at him. Come on, let's go. This isn't worth the drama, that casual dismissal. Like I'm some stranger in her way. Some obstacle. Instead of man she promised to love. Sparks something fierce inside me. Go? Step forward, blocking her path. You think you can just walk away from this? She looks me up and down, smirking like she's won something. Why not? You can play victim all you want, Robert. But let's be real. This marriage has been dead for years. You were just too blind to see it. Words sting deeper than any wound could. Thought we'd been building something real. Even with rough patches. Believed we were still committed. But here she is, tearing down every memory, every moment we shared, like they mean absolutely nothing. Her words make it crystal clear. She hasn't been my wife for a long time. Just been playing a role, biding her time, waiting for something better. Now I'm standing here, face to face with woman I thought I knew, realizing every single moment we shared, every memory we made, had all been one big lie. Look at her, feel something inside me shift. You know what, Jennifer? You're right. This marriage is dead. You killed it, she scoffs, brushes past me without second glance. Finally, you get it, mutters under her breath, grabs her lover's arm. Together, they start walking down corridor, leaving me standing there, still clutching bat like some kind of lifeline. As they reach the corner, can't hold back anymore. Hey! My voice echoes down empty hallway. They both stop, turn to look back, her face twisted with irritation, his with pure nervousness. Enjoy your freedom, Jennifer. Keep my voice steady and cold. Because once I'm done with this, you won't have anything left to run back to. She raises eyebrow, like she doesn't believe me. Whatever, Robert. You're all talk. The anger that's been boiling, since first seeing her car in parking lot, finally surges forward. No. Feel sense of finality settle over me. I'm done talking. I'll be seeing you in court. Her expression falters for just a moment. Flicker of worry crosses her face, but she quickly shrugs it off, pulls her lover along. Without looking back, stand there watching them disappear. Around the corner, strange sense of calm washes over me. I know exactly what I need to do now. This isn't just about ending marriage. It's about reclaiming my life, my dignity. She's taken enough from me. But now I'm taking control. Turn and walk back to my truck. Feel weight of everything settle on shoulders. But for first time in long time, don't feel defeated. Feel free. She thought she could walk away unscathed. Thought I'd just sit back, accept her betrayal quietly. But she was wrong. As drive away from motel, make promise to myself. This is the end of her lies. Beginning of something new for me. Drive home feels like blur. Nothing but headlights, empty roads, and loudest silence I've ever heard. Keep replaying her words in head. The coldness, the sneer, the way she shrugged off years of commitment like it was nothing, like she could just discard it all. Everything I thought I knew about her was just mirage. Been wandering in desert, trusting something that never existed. Pull into driveway. House looks different somehow. Porch light glows warmly, same way it has every night for years, but now feels like it's mocking me. All those late nights, coming home dead tired after work, thinking this was my safe place, but it hadn't been safe in a long time. Just hadn't known it. Step inside. Drop keys on kitchen counter. House is quiet. For once, that quiet feels peaceful. Jennifer isn't here. Don't have to brace myself. For her complaints, her sighs, the way she'd ignore me. When I tried to connect, weight of her absence feels oddly liberating. Walk into living room. Stare at family photos on wall. There we are. Jennifer and me, smiling. Frozen in time. Our wedding day. Our first house. Vacations to Bahamas and Colorado. Look at her face in photos, searching for hint of woman who just confronted me. But all I see is stranger. Realization hits like punch to gut. Been in love with illusion. The real Jennifer. The one who sneered at me, belittled me, cheated on me. That woman had been there all along, hidden behind smiles and empty words. Reach up, take first photo off wall. Our wedding picture. Stare at it. Remember the vows, the promises, the excitement we shared. Then without thinking, rip photo down middle. Tearing sound feels sharp, final, like ripping off bandage that covered infected wound. For too long, one by one, take down the photos. Each rip feels like peeling away years of lies, reclaiming my life from illusion of what we had. By time I'm done, wall is completely bare, floor littered with torn memories. Take deep breath, feel lighter, like just shed weight of all those lies. As pick up pieces, doorbell rings, heart jumps. For split second think, maybe it's Jennifer. Maybe she came back, ready to explain herself. But when open door, it's not Jennifer. It's our neighbor, Linda. Linda looks at me, brow furrowed with concern. Robert, is everything all right? I saw you pull in and, well, you looked pretty shaken. Try to brush it off, but she's not buying it. Linda, it's complicated. Managed to say, rub back of neck. Feel exhaustion creeping in. Look, she says with kindness in voice. I don't mean to pry, but if you need someone to talk to, I'm here. Hesitate for a moment. Linda's always been there, in background of our lives, helping out, sharing cup of coffee, giving hand with yard work. Never thought much about her, beyond being good neighbor. But tonight, with everything raw and unfiltered, her presence feels like anchor. We sit down in kitchen, before know it, telling her everything about following Jennifer, the motel, the confrontation. The more I talk, more realize how much been bottling up over years, how many things let slide, how many red flags ignored, just to keep peace. Linda listens intently. Her face shows mix of empathy and quiet anger on my behalf. Robert, she says gently, when I'm finally done talking, you didn't deserve any of that. She had no right. Hearing someone else say it feels like validation. Didn't even know I needed. Just nod. Feel strange sense of calm wash over me. Thanks, Linda. I think I just needed someone to listen. She reaches across table, places her hand over mine. Anytime, you're a good guy, Robert. Don't let her make you feel like this is on you. We sit in silence for a moment, her hand still resting on mine. For first time in long time, feel truly seen, like someone understands depth of what I'm going through. It's not romantic, at least not then, but something comforting in that simple gesture, like she's saying, I'm here, you're not alone. After a few minutes, she squeezes my hand, stands up. If you need anything, don't hesitate, really. As she leaves, feel odd sense of hope. House is emptier than ever, but feels like I'm on verge of something new, something honest. Jennifer ripped away illusion of our marriage, but in doing so, she'd given me blank slate. Not sure what I'll do with it yet, but know one thing, won't let her betrayal define me. Spend rest of night, clearing out remnants of our life together. Her clothes, her books, little ceramic elephants she collected from gift shops. Every item toss into box. Feels like piece of closure. Step toward reclaiming myself. When finally crawl into bed, house feels eerily quiet. But I'm at peace. No road ahead will be rough. There'll be days when weight of what she did will hit me all over again, but also know I'll get through it. Linda's kindness, her words echo in mind. As drift off to sleep, you didn't deserve any of that. As sleep takes over, feel strange sense of freedom, like finally shaking off chains of life I'd outgrown without even realizing it. For first time in long time, feel ready to face whatever comes next. On my own terms. Next morning, sunlight streams through blinds, feels sharper, brighter somehow, like it's illuminating everything. Been ignoring for too long. Waking up alone, without Jennifer's presence nearby, feels both surreal and strangely freeing. Lay there for a moment, staring at ceiling, letting events of last night settle over me. She's gone, really gone. This time it's not temporary, not just another argument. That'll be patched over. This is full-on reckoning. Know I need to keep momentum going. Can't just sit here, in house that still smells of her perfume, surrounded by reminders of life that no longer exists. That's recipe for self-destruction. Grab my phone, start making calls to experienced divorce lawyer, to the bank, to anyone I need to start untangling myself from her. With every call, every decision, Feel bit more like myself, bit more in control. Done being passive observer in my own life. Just as finishing up call with lawyer. Phone buzzes. New message from Jennifer. We need to talk. I'll come by at noon. Stare at message. Feel cocktail of anger and curiosity. Swirling in chest, what could she possibly have to say? That she hadn't already sneered at me last night? But part of me wants to hear it. If only to close this chapter with as much finality as possible. Reply with simple fine. And wait, noon comes faster than expected. Feel pang of anxiety. When hear doorbell, take deep breath, steady myself, then open door to face her. She stands there, looking put together as ever, dressed in crisp beige blouse and tailored black pants, like she's dressed for job interview. Or maybe for apology. She thinks I'll accept without question. Robert, she starts, tone softer than last night, almost apologetic. She steps inside, glances around house, like she'd forgotten what it looks like. Stand in hallway, arms crossed. Make no move to welcome her. What do you want, Jennifer? Ask, keeping voice steady as possible. She sighs. Like this whole thing is inconvenient for her. Minor setback she has to deal with. Before moving on. Look, last night got out of hand. I wasn't in right frame of mind. I didn't mean to hurt you like that. Stare at her incredulous. Out of hand? Echo her words. Jennifer, you've been lying to me. Sneaking around, breaking every promise we ever made. And now you want to tell me it just got out of hand. Her face twists. Not in regret, though. She looks annoyed. Like, can't believe I'm making this difficult. Fine, yes, I cheated. I didn't want things to end like this. But can you honestly tell me you're surprised? Feel blood pressure rising. Take deep breath. Refuse to let her control narrative. Surprised? No, Jennifer. I'm not surprised. I'm disgusted. You didn't even try to fix things. To talk to me. To work on our marriage. You just checked out. She shrugs. Hint of defiance in her eyes. Maybe I didn't think there was anything left to fix. That stings, but had prepared myself for this. Then why are you here, Jennifer? If you're so convinced this marriage was nothing, why bother coming back now? She hesitates. Flicker of something passes over face. Guilt, maybe, or shadow of woman I'd once loved. I just thought, we have history, Robert. I don't want things to end with us hating each other. I thought we could at least be civil. Almost laugh at that, but bitterness holds me back. Civil? Repeat word like it's poison. After what you did, you want us to be civil? She shifts weight, looking uncomfortable. For first time. Look, maybe I made mistakes. Maybe I should have ended things sooner. But I don't regret moving on, Robert. Maybe it's time you did too. And there it is. Final nail in coffin. Of any illusion that she might be sorry. That she might want to make amends. This is her way of closing door. On our life together. Without taking responsibility. Without feeling anything. Take deep breath. Feel last of my hurt. Harden into resolve. You know what, Jennifer? Keep voice steady and calm. You're right. It's time I moved on. But don't think for a second. I'll make this easy for you. You don't get to come here, spout some hollow apology, and leave without consequences. She raises eyebrow, folds arms defensively. What's that supposed to mean? It means you're not walking away. From this unscathed, I've already spoken to lawyer. And I'm not about to let you walk out of here with the house, or the accounts, or anything else. You think you're entitled to... Her face pales for a moment, blinks in surprise. Clearly hadn't expected this. Hadn't expected me to fight back? Robert, let's be reasonable. Reasonable? Shake my head slowly. No, Jennifer. You had your chance for reasonable. You threw that away. When you decided this marriage meant nothing to you, now it's just business. And trust me, I'll make sure you get exactly what you deserve. Her expression shifts. Flash of anger crosses her face. Fine, Robert. You want to play it that way? Go ahead. But don't think you're going to come out of this looking like some saint. People make mistakes, Robert. Don't act like you're perfect. Let her words wash over me. Completely unmoved. Mistakes? Say while shaking head. This wasn't a mistake, Jennifer. This was a choice. Your choice? Now you have to live with it. She stares at me, finally seeing that I'm not going to bend, that there's no sympathy left in me for her. Without another word, she turns and walks out, leaves door swinging open behind her. Watch her go. Feel odd sense of satisfaction. In her retreat, when she's gone. Close door. Finality of it echoes through house. For first time feel truly free. More battles to fight. More steps to take. To rebuild my life. But no, I can do it. Jennifer had torn down. Life I thought I wanted. But she'd also cleared way. For me to create something real. Something that was mine. As stand there. Realize her betrayal had given me something. She never intended a second chance. This time I'm going to make sure. Build life on my own terms. After Jennifer leaves, silence in house different. Almost deafening. Not peaceful like night before. It's hollow. Vast emptiness. That wraps around me. Walk through each room. Notice every item she left behind. Like they're mocking me. Reminding me that even in absence, she still lingers. Her clothes still in closet. Her books line shelves. Our wedding album sits neatly on coffee table, like none of it ever mattered to her. But this isn't her space anymore. It's mine. Take deep breath. Try to shake off sadness. Creeping back in. Force myself to do something. Been putting off for a long time. Grab couple cardboard boxes. From garage, start packing up her things. One by one, toss her sweaters. Her favorite coffee mugs. Collection of wind chimes she brought from craft fairs. Each item touch feels like exercising her ghost. Reclaiming my own life from mess she left behind. Halfway through packing, familiar sound catches me off guard. Phone vibrates on counter. Glance down to see text from Linda. Hey Robert, just checking in. Are you okay? Probably only person I've told about what happened. Somehow that small gesture warms me in way. Haven't felt in days. Type back quickly. Getting there, thanks for checking in. Just packing up her things. Reply comes faster than expected. Do you need help? I could come over if you want. We could box it up together. Might make it easier. Hesitate staring at screen. Normally would say no. Always been typed to handle things alone. Power through without asking for help. But something about Linda's message makes me pause. Maybe fact she listened. When needed, it most. Maybe because idea of doing this alone suddenly feels a bit too heavy. That would be nice, actually. Thanks, Linda. Within 20 minutes, she's at my door. Linda's presence brings surprising sense of calm. She doesn't ask probing questions or try to dissect what happened. Just gives me nod, rolls up her sleeves. We tackle boxes together, working side by side in silence. Her quiet support, making tasks feel less painful as we pack. Sense of levity starts creeping in. Find humor in some things we unearth. Gifts Jennifer insisted on buying, but never used. Decorations she brought home, only to forget about months later. Linda's laughter infectious. Find myself chuckling too. Aching chest loosening bit by bit. Move on to photo albums next. She hands one to me. Flip through it. Images flashing by, like scenes from different life. There we were in early days, smiling. Young, optimistic. Family gatherings, vacations, endless memories. That seem like they belong to someone else now. Each smile looks like lie. Can't believe I held on to all this. Murmur closing album, tossing it into box. She left long before I realized it. Linda nods, her eyes soft with understanding. Sometimes it's hard to see the cracks until they're too big to ignore. Look at her, realize just how much appreciate her understanding. She's not trying to fix me or give advice, just there, giving me space to feel what need to feel. When we finally finish, offer to make us some coffee. Sit in kitchen sipping quietly. Silence feels comfortable. Can't remember last time. Felt this at ease in my own home. Thank you, Linda. Break the quiet. I don't know how I'd be doing any of this without you. She smiles, reaches across table, gives my hand reassuring squeeze. You're stronger than you think, Robert. You just need little push. Her touch lingers, bit longer than expected. For first time, realize there's something deeper. In her eyes, a warmth hadn't noticed before. Brush it off, chalk it up to gratitude and closeness of moment, but somewhere deep down, something had shifted. As Linda stands to leave, walk her to door, she turns to face me, her expression hesitant. Listen, Robert, I just wanted to say, I'm here for you. Whatever you need, whenever you need it. Her words hang in air between us, heavy with something unspoken. Want to say something? Thank her again. But words stick in throat. Instead, just nod. Watch her turn, head back to her own house. Once door closes, left standing alone again. But emptiness feels different this time. Linda's presence had filled. Some of void Jennifer left. Can't shake thought that maybe been given second chance at something real. Over next few days, throw myself into rebuilding life. Meet with lawyer. Get finances in order. Even start taking on projects. Around house? Been putting off for years. Installing new kitchen cabinets. Repainting walls. Fixing that creaky step on back porch. Distractions help, but it's quiet moments that stay with me. Memory of Linda's laughter, her steady presence, her words of encouragement. One evening, as finishing up repainting bedroom walls, soft sage green replacing old beige. Get another message from Linda. Need a break? Come over for a drink. Don't hesitate this time. Reply with quick, be right over. Within minutes, Standing on her porch, feel mix of nerves and excitement. Haven't felt in years. Linda greets me with warm smile. Hands me cold bottle of craft beer. Some local IPA she knows I like. We settle onto her back patio. Comfortable wooden chairs. Watching sun dip below horizon. Talk about everything and nothing. Conversation flowing naturally. Like we've done this 100 times before. She tells me about her day. Teaching art at local high school. I share stories about work. New project I'm leading. Realize haven't felt this alive. This scene in long time. At some point, conversation drifts into silence. We both look up at stars, their light flickering. Against dark October sky, feel her hand brush against mine. Gentle, tentative touch makes my heart race. Without thinking, turn to her, searching her eyes for any sign of hesitation. But there is none. She looks back at me, her gaze steady and open, moon casting soft light on her features. In that moment, know, whatever brought us to this point is real. Don't know where it will go or what it means, but know one thing for certain, not alone in this anymore. As our hands intertwine, feel past finally slip away, replaced by something new, something unexpected, something genuine. The weeks that follow are whirlwind of change. Never imagined life would turn out this way. Finding myself not only rebuilding after betrayal, but discovering something real, something hopeful. Linda and I keep things quiet at first, cautiously exploring what feels like delicate balance between friendship and something deeper, but more time spent with her, more feel my walls crumble. Find myself looking forward to our late night conversations, her infectious laughter, way she understands me without words. The ease between us, that never existed with Jennifer. Each day brings new discovery about her, about myself, about what real connection feels like. One evening, putting finishing touches. On bookshelf I built for living room, dark oak wood with glass doors. Project picked up as distraction. After Jennifer left, hear unexpected knock at door. Linda usually texts before coming over, so feel surprised. But when open door, it's not her standing there. It's Jennifer. She looks different. Worn, almost nervous. Gone is confidence she exuded when walked out. That night at motel, now stands there, with hesitant smile, clutching designer purse, like its only anchor. Robert, she begins, voice softer than remember. Can I come in? Don't move for a moment, stunned by sight of her. Mind races with memories, both good and bad. Feels strange mix of pity and anger. After moment, step aside, gesture for her to enter. She walks in slowly, looking around room, like doesn't recognize it anymore. In truth, it is different. I am different. I heard you've been busy. Her voice wavers slightly, making changes. The house looks good. Nod keeping distance. Watch her closely. Yeah, I've been making few updates. Thought it was time to start fresh. She nods, biting lip. Can see her nervously playing with strap of her purse. I can see that. She pauses, shifting uncomfortably. Robert, I came to apologize. Her words hang in air. For a moment, don't know whether to laugh or scream. After everything she'd done, the betrayal, the lies, the callous way she walked away, she thought she could just show up and say sorry. Apologize? Ask, voice steadier than feel. Jennifer, what exactly are you apologizing for? She flinches, glances away. For everything, her voice barely whisper. For way I treated you. For the affair. For not appreciating you. When I should have. Study her, searching for sincerity. But something in her tone feels hollow. Known Jennifer long enough to recognize when she's trying to manipulate situation. Can't shake feeling. This apology has ulterior motive. Why now, Jennifer? Ask while folding arms. Why come back now? After all this time? She hesitates. That's when see it. Flicker of panic in her eyes. Same expression saw that night when told her I'd be seeing her in court. She'd underestimated me. Thought I'd go down quietly. That wouldn't fight back. But now seems she realizes she's lost control of narrative. I guess I thought I could handle things on my own, she says, forcing smile. That doesn't reach her eyes. But things haven't exactly gone the way I planned. I'm staying with a friend for now, but it's temporary. Pieces fall into place. She's lost her safety net. Guy she left me for probably kicked her to curb. Now she's scrambling to find her footing. And I'm her next best option. Let me get this straight. Say, barely containing frustration. You're here because you want a place to stay? She shakes head, looking indignant. No, Robert, it's not like that. I miss what we had. I was wrong to throw it all away. I realize that now. Feel wave of anger surge through me. All those years spent trying to be best husband only for her to discard me, like spare part. And now when things aren't going her way, She has nerve to come back, pretending to regret it all. You miss what we had? Asked voice laced with disbelief. Jennifer, what we had was dead, long before you walked out that door. You didn't care about us. You cared about having options. Her face twists, flash of anger sparking in eyes. Maybe I made mistakes. But don't pretend you were perfect. You were always so predictable. So boring. Laugh bitterly. Boring? You mean I was dependable? I was loyal. I was someone you could count on. Because if that's boring, then yeah, I'll own it. But I'll take that. Over being reckless, selfish, and unfaithful any day. She looks away, jaw clenched, like trying to figure out her next move. For a moment thought, she'd apologize, really apologize, but instead she sighs, shaking her head. Well, she says, voice cold as ice. It's obvious you've moved on, so I won't waste any more of your time. As she turns to leave, strange sense of relief washes over me. This was closure, in most unexpected way. Didn't need her apology. Didn't need anything from her. Already moved on, in ways she'd never understand. Just as she reaches door, Linda appears on porch, carrying small wicker basket full of fresh-baked blueberry muffins, still warm from oven. She freezes when sees Jennifer, her eyes darting between us. For a split second, there's awkward silence. Then Linda steps forward, her usual warmth radiating. As she looks at me, "Hey, Robert, thought I'd bring these over," she says, smiling. "Hope I'm not interrupting." Jennifer's eyes narrow, can almost feel her seething. As she looks at Linda, pieces connecting in her mind. "I see," she says, voice dripping with disdain. "Didn't take you long, did it?" Feel Linda's hand gently touch my arm, grounding me, reminding me that this isn't about Jennifer anymore. She has no hold over me, no power here. Look at her, calm and unbothered. "Jennifer, you walked out on me. You don't get to judge who I spend my time with now." Jennifer scoffs, rolling her eyes. "Well, good luck to you both. You'll need it." With that, she storms off, slamming door behind her. As sound echoes through house, Linda lets out soft chuckle, breaking tension. "Guess she didn't take it well," she murmurs, playful smile on her lips. Laugh feeling last traces of bitterness dissolve. "No, but I think I needed that. Needed that closure." We stand there, in quiet house, weight of everything finally lifting. Linda looks at me, her eyes warm and steady. "How about we celebrate? We can finally have a fresh start. Not feeling something. Haven't felt in a long time. Sense of peace. Genuine sense of hope." Together we step into kitchen, ready to leave past behind. Start something new. Month passes by. Life settles into new steady rhythm. Linda and I grow closer every day. Our connection deepening into something never expected, but come to cherish. With Jennifer completely out of picture. Feel lighter. Freer. More like myself than have in years. House is finally mine. Ours, maybe. Spend late nights talking. About dreams. About plans. About our futures. It feels right. Natural. Like everything falling into place. One evening, while putting away dinner dishes, from Thai takeout we shared, Linda looks at me, with mischievous glint in eye. "Hey, I've got something to show you," she says, grabbing my hand. Pulling me outdoor, leads me down block, to her house, where she has small surprise waiting. Pair of plane tickets, sitting on kitchen counter. "Rome," she grins. "Figured you could use change of scenery." My heart skips. Haven't been on vacation in years, let alone with someone. Actually want to spend time with. Pull her close, feeling genuine warm excitement. Had forgotten was possible. "Linda, this is amazing. You really thought of everything. Just think of it as celebration," she whispers, wrapping arms around my neck. Of new beginnings, lean in to kiss her, savoring feeling of finally, truly moving on. But just as our lips meet, unmistakable sound of doorbell rings through. Quiet of her house. Interrupting moment. Linda frowns, glancing at me with look of confusion. "Were you expecting someone?" Shake my head. Together we walk to door. But as soon as open it, my heart drops. There, standing on Linda's doorstep, is Jennifer. She looks different this time. Frantic energy buzzing around her. Her hair unkempt, eyes wide and wild. Never seen her like this. Desperate almost. Feverish. "Robert," she breathes, barely glancing at Linda. "I need to talk to you. It's important." Take step back. Put hand on Linda's shoulder. "Jennifer, this is not the time. You've had your chances. It's over." She shakes head frantically, reaches out as if to touch me, but pull back instinctively. "Robert, please. You don't understand," she says, voice breaking. "I made a mistake. About everything. About us. I should have never left. Never given up on us. I thought I needed something new. But I was wrong. I lost everything. And now I realize you're all I've ever wanted. Stare at her, feeling strange sense of detachment, like watching scene unfold. That has nothing to do with me. Her words, her pleas, feel like they're coming from someone. Barely recognize a ghost clinging to life that had already moved on without her. Jennifer, say quietly, I've moved on. You need to do the same. She looks at Linda, eyes narrowing. Her expression twists into one of bitterness. With her? She spits, voice laced with venom. You're choosing her over me. Feel Linda's hand tighten in mine, grounding me. I'm choosing myself, Jennifer. For first time in long time. It's time for you to let go. But instead of accepting it, Jennifer's face contorts with rage. You think you can just throw me away? After everything we've been through? I left you, Robert. That was my choice. And I've decided I want you back. Before can reply. She lunges forward, grabbing my arm. Her grip hard and desperate. Linda gasps. In that instant, something in me snaps. Pull my arm free. Step between Jennifer and Linda. Enough, Jennifer. Say, voice firmer than ever heard it. This is done. Don't come here again. She stands there frozen, her face twisted with betrayal. Then in breathless whisper, she says, You'll regret this, Robert. Both of you will. With one last burning glare, she turns and storms out, slamming door behind her, leaving trail of icy silence. In her wake, turn to Linda, feeling wave of exhaustion mixed with relief. I'm sorry, say, pulling her close. I never wanted you to see that. She smiles, shaking her head. It's okay. She's in past. We're here now. Let's just focus on that. But peace doesn't last. Next morning, wake to strange feeling. Weight in chest. Can't shake. When reach for phone, there are dozens of missed calls. From unknown numbers and voicemail. From number don't recognize. Frowning, press play. Mr. Wilson. Woman's voice crackles over line. Official and unyielding. This is Officer Blake. From City Police Department. We need you to come in. For questioning. Regarding an incident involving Jennifer Collins. Please call us back as soon as possible. My heart stops, breath caught in throat. Questioning? An incident? What had she done? Words keep repeating in head as stand frozen. Weight of message sinking in. Linda stirs beside me. Sensing my tension. Robert, what's wrong? Glance at her. Struggling to find words. It's Jennifer. Something's happened. In days that follow, get dressed. Call number back. Find myself sitting in cold, sterile police station. Within the hour, answering questions, can't quite make sense of. Apparently Jennifer found at her friend's place, distraught and spiraling, out of control. She'd made serious allegations against me, painting me as manipulative, violent ex, hell-bent on ruining her life. My stomach turns. As listen to officers, their faces unreadable, taking notes, nodding occasionally, try to explain, to tell them truth. But more I speak, more feels like falling deeper, into trap, hadn't even known existed. Two detectives, one male, one female, keep exchanging glances as write in their notepads, cold fluorescent lights above, making everything feel surreal. Hours later, finally released, but weight of what happened hangs over me like dark cloud. Walk out of police station, a free man, but knowledge that Jennifer's lies could come crashing back down at any moment stays with me, haunting every step. When get back to Linda's, she rushes to me, her eyes filled with concern. Robert, what happened? Wrap arms around her, holding her tight, feeling exhaustion seep into my bones. It's over, Linda. Whisper, though not sure. Believe it myself. She tried to tear us apart, but she can't. Not anymore. We hold each other in silence. Threat of Jennifer's final act, lingering in air like smoke. It was end of something dark, but also realized beginning of something unbreakable.